Forward to the cloud. Okay, thank you for reminding me to record because I always forget to record. Okay, so today we're going to talk about our perfect who. So I know a lot of us have done a lot of work on figuring out who our who is. If you don't know who your who is your target market? Okay, so if you're a business builder, your target market are going to be people who you want to build your business with. If you're an affiliate, your target market are going to be people who will like your product, right? And who will also share your product, right? Now, especially when we're talking about social media, guys, we're not talking about every single person in our friends group, in our feeds group. We're not talking about everybody. And if you think about it, like imagine that you're out with a group of 10 people, okay? So you're out with this group of 10 people and everybody has their own individual personalities. Maybe some of them work, maybe some of them don't, and you're talking about, let's say that you decide that you're going to talk about your job, right? So let's say that you're in finance, right? And so you start talking about your job. Only one other person at the table is going to understand what you're talking about because that one other person happens to be in finance or has worked in finance or her husband maybe is in finance, but she understands banking. Everybody else is like, what the heck are you talking about? Right? So, but that one person then suddenly it's like, oh, well, you know what? I know somebody who can become one of your clients, right? So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about your who. We're talking about talking to a specific person who will be your client. Everybody else still loves you. They're not going to go away. You don't have to be afraid to talk to your who, and I think a lot of us do that. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Angie. No worries, girls. We recorded, so. But when you're talking to your who, I think a lot of us are afraid that we're alienating people. And there's a difference between alienating people and talking to the person who you want to be in business with, talking to the person who you're trying to sell to. And guess what? All those other people, they're going to talk about what you're doing anyway, tangentially, right? But you have to be specific when you're talking about who your target market is. Okay. So and I'm going to post this into our group chat, this resource, so you guys will be able to download it afterwards, okay? So this is actually a resource that my business coach gave to me, which pretty much saved my whole who exercise. So
thank you so much. This is huge. I just wanted to say thank you for that. I've never heard anybody explain it that way. It's so clear. That makes so much sense. So thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. That's why I'm here, girl. I'm here to help. Awesome. So the $100,000 mistake that most people make, guys, again, everybody speaks about a target market, but very few people are actually talking about their who. They're actually talking about this avatar, as some people call it. Okay. So this is the person who, when you are talking on social media, especially, okay, this is the person that you want to talk to. So we're going to break it down now, what the difference is and why everybody isn't doing this. And we're going to kind of reverse engineering it. Okay. So the target market describes a group of people that you want to target. As an analogy, you want to look at it like a forest. A forest is made up of many trees, a bunch of different trees. But if you want to find a Christmas tree, you need to target that one kind of tree. Okay. So this is exactly what I was just talking about, right? So when you are thinking about who your target market is, right? Think about who you are as well, right? We're going to think about them in a minute, but I want you to start thinking about yourself too, right? Because people are going to buy from you because you're you. They're going to join in business with you because you're you. Because let me tell you something, they can get leggings anywhere. They can get sports bras anywhere. They can get skincare. They can get hair care, whatever it is. They can buy houses, whatever it is that you do. They can get it anywhere. They're going to buy from you because of your you-ness. Okay. You Inc., right? You are your best asset in love, in life, and in business. Okay. So do not discount yourself in all of this and do not try to be somebody else. Okay. Do not try to be the Lauren Santagates out there. Do not try to be Christina Watts. You are you. They are them. Take information from people, but be you. Okay. So your target market is made of different types of potential clients, right? All these different people, but you're not going to attract them all because when you put your message out there, you're going to want your prospect to hear that you're speaking to them, like that table, right? So you're sitting at that table with your friends and you're in finance and you're talking to that finance girl because you want more clients from her, right? Let's say that you have a fitness girl at that table, right? Maybe you might want to talk about how awesomely compressed your leggings feel or whatever else. You're talking to her, right? So this is where it comes into planning. If you're going there, right? If you're a planner, right? We're starting to actually plan by perfecting our who. Okay. All right. So because when you place your message out there, you want your perfect prospect to hear what you are saying. Okay. And again, I would not speak to a nurse the same way I speak to a teacher, just like the same way you're not going to speak to that finance person the same way you're going to speak to the fitness girl. They use different words. They characterize themselves differently, right? So when you use the same message on all people, it's confusing. So imagine, like, I live in Florida, okay? So I have a swimming pool. If I tried to fill my swimming pool with a watering can, you know how damn long it would take me to fill that pool? I'd be out there forever. Okay, putting on my watering can, right? Like, I mean, it's like ridiculous, right? But here I am, I'm going to take my watering can and I'm just going to keep going. That's the equivalent, and it's going to take forever to fill my pool, and it's going to, and the same thing with your prospects, right? The same thing with your clients, right? If you're just sort of like sprinkling it out there and thinking that, oh, I just need to fill everything in my pool. No, girls, you need to be specific about who you're talking to. Okay. So your perfect who blueprint. All right. So the avatar is your Christmas tree. All right. It's a tree that you're looking for inside of the forest. It is your perfect prospect. Okay. So when you dial down and dial into this person and you're speaking their language, they're going to hear you. Okay. I'm going to use myself as an example here. Okay. If I'm not a fluffy person, if you guys haven't figured that out yet, I'm not a fluff, right? If you start talking around what you mean, I'm gone. I'm like, I won't hear you. I won't register it. And it won't attract me to you because I'll be like, gosh, it's taking her forever to get to the darn point, you know? So I might not be your perfect prospect in that sense, right? But if you come at me and you say, look, Melissa, you know, here's the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. I understand. Right. And I'm not going to be offended by that. I'm not going to be hurt by that. I'm going to feel respected because you're speaking to me the way I hear you, because it's about me, right? It's about your perfect prospect. It's not about you. A mistake that a lot of people make when they're talking to their who is that they're talking to their who as if they're talking to themselves. Okay. You want to be yourself, but you want to speak to your who. Does that make sense? Drop a 1 if it makes a sense. Makes sense. Yes. Okay. Looks like it makes sense. Okay, good. So the idea here is to be known, liked, and trusted, right? Awesome. Awesome. Good. Okay. So if we're working on being known, liked, and trusted, right, we don't want to talk to ourselves. Okay. Again, you're sitting at that table, right? And if you're talking, just talking and talking and talking and talking, and it's all about you, your friends are like, oh, gosh, I don't want to be around her. Think of it that way whenever you're putting your message out. Okay. When you're connecting with people online and you put your message out there, you're going to establish who you're looking for. And through that process, you're going to be learning and you're going to be attracting that person to you because you're going to be talking to them. All right. You're not going to be sitting there talking about yourself and all these wonderful things. And it's just so important that we set ourselves aside when we're talking to other people, guys. Okay. Again, I'm not talking about changing how you speak. Okay. Because I'm still going to be direct, right? I'm still going to talk that way because that's who I am. I don't mess around, right? But the people who want to work with me, the people who want to buy from me, they're going to understand that. And I'm going to hit their pain points, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay. So again, I know many of us have been working on this for some time, but it's important. So we're going to take this last look and we're going to go through it. And then you're going to stake your claim on the hill. Okay. All right. So your perfect who blueprint. All right. These are questions that I go through every 3 months. And the reason why I go through them every 3 months is I have multiple businesses. Several of them are direct sales businesses, but I have other businesses, right? And so it's important for me to understand how each business is evolving and how I'm evolving as well. And to make sure that I'm refocusing on this person per business. Okay. And it's very easy as you go through and you start posting or you start messaging or you start doing these things, when you start sharing, to get stuck in your rut, right? You have your spiel, you have your shtick, you're always saying the same thing. Facebook puts you in jail because you're cut and pasting the same message because your message is brilliant, right? You have the best message ever. You've been using it for 3 months. You are the queen. No. Okay, guys, going back and reviewing your who and reviewing who you are when you talk to your who is so important. Okay, let's see. Tara, yes, so many of us have many businesses that need to level up in all of them. Exactly. And level up in life, guys. Level up in life, not just in business. Like, you are your best asset in love, in life, in business. You. Okay. So the more you level up and the more you understand the world around you, all these amazing things are going to start to come to you. I tell you this works, and it's like the most amazing thing on the planet. Okay. When you start to focus on who your perfect who is and start to focus on how you are contributing, magic happens. Okay. But the first step, the first thing that we all have to do, right, is figure out who that who is. And a lot of us don't think that we know. I guarantee you, every single person on this call knows who your who. You all know who your who is. All of you. You just haven't sat down and actually put pen to paper about them. Okay. So let's go through this list. Okay. And again, I'm going to put this resource in the chat, but start taking notes, guys. Like, start thinking about these things. Okay. Start processing it, because it's going to take more than once of going through this list to hone it in. Okay. And if you have questions, you can pop them into our Power Hour chat. You can message me. And Tara's on here. Tara's awesome. She's done this exercise, I'm sure, quite often as well. But okay, step one. What keeps your who awake at night? Indigestion boiling into their esophagus, eyes open and staring at the ceiling. Okay. Now, I know this is a pretty dramatic question, but let's think about this. Okay. Let's go back to our group of people at that table, right? All of them probably have different financial statuses. Some of them probably hide from you. They probably are living a life that either they can't afford or they're living a different life. You never know what's going on with people, right? So people are always trying to keep up with the Joneses. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how their relationships are going. You don't know, maybe, one of their kids is struggling in school. Maybe one of their kids is being, you don't know any of this, right? Maybe they take care of a parent that you didn't know about. Maybe their parent needs to move in with them and they're freaking out about that, right? All of these things, right? And I'm not saying that you're going to necessarily know all of this, but when you're thinking about this, like, who do you relate to? Right? Who do you relate to? Tara says, mine, I was so miserable in an awful toxic work environment. It was so bad. I knew I was meant for so much more. Exactly. Exactly, guys. So, when you're thinking about this, I'm not saying to think about, oh my gosh, this person, it's not always necessarily a physical thing. It's a life thing, because everybody has challenges in life, right? Everybody. All of us. Okay. So when I know sometimes when I lie down at night, I wonder, I have a parent that I take care of. I have a parent that I take care of who has early stage dementia. Okay. So when I am in bed at night, sometimes I think about what keeps me up are the things that I didn't do for him. What did I forget to do for him? Oh my God, did I forget to order his groceries? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, these are the things that go through my head. And these are the things that for me keep my eyes open. Now, how is that going to address how you're going to talk to me? Maybe you're going to give me a solace, right? Maybe you're going to give me an escape. Maybe you're going to talk to me about our community, right? We had just the most amazing thing happen in our community recently. One of our Savvy sisters just been going through a hard time. And so somebody said, hey, you know, let's all do a little Venmo thing. Let's contribute. Let's help her out. And we did, right? And this forever and ever will this woman be grateful, because I know her and I love her to pieces. But that's a story there, guys. That's what we do here. Okay. So these types of things is what I want you to think of, not just physical things, but the other things that might be going on behind the scenes. And maybe you can relate to that. Okay. So what are they afraid of? Me, I'm afraid of being broke. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm god awful afraid of being broke. It's not for me. I'll be honest, being broke is not something it's just not for me. I don't like worrying about when I'm going to pay my next bill. I was a single mom for most of my life, and I don't like worrying about it. I don't like thinking about it. And I keep using myself as an example so that you guys can start understanding some of this, right? Again, you're sitting at your table, right? You've got your 10 friends. Okay. Maybe you know what some of them are afraid of. Maybe you don't. But what can you relate to about what they're afraid of? What are you afraid of? Right? What are you afraid of? Right? So when you're thinking about this, again, your genuine compassion is going to come through, and that is what is going to draw people to you. It's that magnetism. It's that desire. It's that when I talk to people online, I'm like, look, I'm terrified of being broke. That's internal. Okay. My external is I'm the comma check girl, because I never want to be without one. Okay. So it's genuinely coming through, because that's my relation point, right? That's who is afraid of. People who are going to relate to me are going to understand that, right? What are they angry about? Who are they angry at? Are they angry at themselves? I mean, who hasn't been angry at themselves, right? Drop a 2 in there if you've ever been angry at yourself, right? I mean, who hasn't been? I mean, sometimes it's a stupid thing, like, oh, why did I grab that pot out of the oven without a mitt on my hand? Like, what was I thinking and not putting a mitt on my hand, right? Oh, I was in a rush and I just wasn't thinking, right? Right? I mean, you can be angry at anything, and to go back to my example of my father, right? Like, I love my father with a whole heart. Like, my father is one of my people in life. He and I have always been very close, right? But sometimes I get angry because it's hard for me to take care of him sometimes, right? I don't mean to be angry about it, but I am, right? I get angry if I can't do the things that I want to do, right? Are you angry? Is your hoot angry because they're in a relationship that's hard? Is your hoot angry because they feel that money is power in their household and they don't make any, right? My mother told me that once, by the way, guys. My mother told me that money is power, and whoever has it has the power. And that was ingrained into me, which is why I've always kept my job, because it's always been like a fear of mine to be without it, right? So when you're thinking about what people are angry about, it's not necessarily angry at, he never picks up his laundry. Like, that's not necessarily what we're talking about, right? We're talking about what are they actually angry about in life, right? Which leads us into their top 3 daily frustrations. Time. You're sitting around with your 10 girls, right? You got your 10 people. Time, maybe, right? Who couldn't use more time, right? We all could use more time. Time blocking, another training. I have time blocking. I'm telling you girls right now, love it, live it. But time, maybe again, money, maybe health, right? Maybe they want to take better care of themselves, but they don't know how to do that, right? Maybe, yes, you might be in Savvy, but Maybe you're a runner, right? Maybe you're, you go to yoga every day. Maybe your kid is on his or her way to be like a top athlete, right? All of these kinds of things that, you know, you could maybe apply to somebody, or you could help somebody figure out when they get frustrated, right? Or when they get angry. Okay. And these are things, again, that you're taking from your life to help your who, right? So as you're going through this, you don't want to just be all about the who. You want to be thinking again, how can I help? What am I, who, how can I help? How can I help? All right. What trends are occurring and will occur in their lives that is affecting them now? Are they getting divorced? Right? Are they moving? Did their spouse lose their job? Did they lose their job? You know, are their kids leaving? Are they going to be empty nesters soon? Are they having a baby? You know, all are, you know, have they been quarantined time and time again so that she can't work anymore because she's always got to take care of her kids at home, right? These are all the kind, what's happening in her life right now, and or his life. Okay. I mean, there are men out there who will be attracted to Savvi. Okay. So don't discount the men, but again, Angie, yes, I'm going to post the document into our chat. So these are the kinds of things that you want to start going through. All right. Think about trends in your life too. Okay. So when you're doing this exercise, my advice is to have a column. Okay. Have your who column and have a you column. All right. Because in your you column, how can I help? How can I help? Right. Constantly be thinking, how can I help? Right. Okay. So what secretly does your who passionately desire the most? What do they want? Do they want to buy a bigger house? Do they want more friends? You know, do they want to be part of something that's bigger than they are? You know, are they, you know, are they religious? Do they enjoy that kind of community and of faith, right? Do they desire to always be part of communities, right? All of these kinds of things. And again, nothing is off the table here, you guys. All right, nothing is off the table here. You have to start answering these questions to drill down to who this person is. Okay. And then as you start doing this over time, so when you do it, like if you do it the way I do, if you go back and you do this every quarter and you sort of rework it, you know, you have your list that you had from the quarter before, and you can add to it, you can remove from it. It becomes an exercise in keeping your business invigorated. Okay. This is an exercise in keeping things fresh, keeping your brain fresh, keeping you fresh, because you're going to, everything, you know, you get burned out, you're saying the same thing. And again, you're in Facebook jail because you're cut and pasting your messages. You know, we don't want that, right? This is supposed to be fun for everybody, right? Now, business isn't always yay, rah, rah. I get it, right? But you also have to help yourself to have that fun. It's not going to be magic, right? There's no such thing as a free lunch, and exercises like this will help keep you invigorated. It will keep you connected to your business. It will keep you connected to your who. Okay. Just imagine if you do this once a quarter for an entire year, where your business could be. Where could your business be? Right? Pop a 3 if you're ready to do this every quarter. Right? If you're ready to freshen up your business. If you're ready to stay invigorated. Right? If you're ready to make some money because you're targeting the right people at the right time and you understand who they are and what they want and what they need. Right? Okay, excellent. Moving on. Is there a built-in bias to the way they make decisions? And the example that they use here is engineering people are exceptionally analytical, right? So again, to go back to our example, right? We've got all our people around the table. Maybe one of your friends is, you know, is very hippie, right? She's very Mother Earth. She loves the planet. She thinks money is the root of evil because it hurts, it doesn't help. right? So when you talk to her, right, are you going to start telling her how much money she can make? Right? Are you gonna, is that what we're gonna do? Are we gonna start telling the person who thinks that money is the root of everything destroying the planet? Right? Are we gonna do that? No. But maybe she's not necessarily your perfect two, but when you're gonna talk to her, you want to treat her like she's your perfect two. Okay? This is what I want you to think about when you're talking to people, guys. There's your who, and then there's also, there's going to be these other people that don't necessarily fit into your who, but you're going to want to talk to them anyway. Talk to them the way they're going to hear you, right? How are you going to talk to somebody like me? You're going to beeline it right at us. We won't get offended. We'll hear you, right? We talked to her about the women's movement and the eco leggings. Exactly, though, Tara. That's exactly it. Okay. And that's why this exercise is so important, right? Because I guarantee you that everybody's written down a friends list, a network list, or something of that sort by this point. Okay. So, and some of those people you may have completely blasted, right? You may have just thrown up Savvi all over them and you're terrified of going back and talking to them, right? Because you're just like, oh, well, you know what? If you go back and you reconnect, not about this business, if you talk to them, ask them things that about their life, how things are going for them, and reconnect as a human. And then when you come back and you talk to her about the women's movement and the eco leggings, she's probably going to be more likely to hear you, right? And that's what we want. And it's okay, right? It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay, right? I can't stress that more than anything else. It's okay if you accidentally cut and pasted your message and it said somebody else's name in it. It's right. Yeah, life will go on. It's not the end of the world, because again, you can make fun of yourself in that, right? But you can also go back to your friend and be like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I completely cut and pasted that message, but I'd really like to talk to you about what I'm doing. Like I own it, right? Okay. Jessica's asking, how do you know the type of person you are talking to? Oh my God, everybody has done that. You guys have got to look at this chat. Like, people, see, for those of you who are newer, who are on here, it's totally normal, you guys. It's totally normal. Being human. Be human. Okay. So the type of person, if you know the person, right, Jessica? So if you know the person already, you probably have an idea of what type of person they are. If they're a direct personality, if they're a more passive personality, more submissive personality, you kind of know that information. Okay. If it's somebody that you don't know, you have to get to know them, right? Something that I like to do, if somebody now is following me or friends me, and I get a lot of those, especially from a lot of direct sellers, I get it a lot, but I talk to them anyway. Why? Because I'm also part of a business coaching business, right? So they might not want to be a part of Savvi, or maybe they're not happy with their business that they have, right? So I'm going to ask them. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to get to know them. I'm going to understand why they friended me, right? Or why I friended them. Hey, how you doing, Jen? I love meeting new people online. I'm super excited to get to know you. I'm a mom. I'm a breast cancer survivor and an entrepreneur. What about you? What do you do? Super simple, right? But I'm being me. So those are questions that I want to know, right? And again, and this exercise is going to help you isolate who your direct person is, right? Who you're going to actually be posting to every day, because you're not necessarily going to post to all your 10 people, right? So all those 10 people sitting around the table, you can't, right? Again, you're going to go back to your watering can. You're never going to get anywhere. Nobody's going to hear you, right? You're going to be spraying it all out there. Look, I'm part of Savvi. Everybody's going to be like, ah. So you have to isolate who you're talking to and speak to them. Okay. So again, to go back to this built-in bias, right? Who is your perfect who? The perfect person that if you were to pick your ideal human that would either buy from you, work for you, hang out with you, who would that be? Who would that be? And how do they talk? Right? Do they have their own language? We just went on right into that, right? So do they have their own language? And what I mean by that is, are they a y'all person, right? Like I know that sounded so weird coming out of me, right? Because I'm not a y'all person, right? But if somebody else is, I'm certainly not going to start talking to them that way, but I'm going to know that that's a good Southern girl, right? Y'all, good Southern girl, right? I'm going to know if somebody is in finance, right? I'm going to know that they understand margin, that they understand what they're not going to necessarily have the touchy-feely side. They're going to want to know how much money and how to make it, right? So these are the things you want to think about. And most importantly here, guys, who is offering them a solution and how? Okay, this is where a lot of people get tripped up. And the reason why is because we are trying to be that solution, right? With all these pain points now, right? We know they're what keeps them awake. We know who they're angry. Notice these are all emotions. Okay, guys, these are all emotions, right? Because emotions is how people react, right? Very rarely does someone react based upon fact, right? You react based upon a feeling or an emotion, right? You need to keep that in mind when you're doing this and when you're talking, right? So again, who's offering them a solution and how? Is anybody offering them a solution? Right? Are they? Okay, so mom of triplets, right? She's got 3 18-month-old triplets. God love her. That's just awesome. And if there's anybody who's done that on here, you are my heroines. But she's got triplets. She's she has no time for herself. She is not managing herself well. Her husband travels. She's having just a super hard time with life in general and managing it all. And she's feeling completely overwhelmed. She goes to a mommy and me class once a week. It's a solution, right? That's a solution. That's a way for her to bring her kids somewhere where she's still there, but they're doing their thing. So she has a few minutes to herself, right? Maybe she has, she goes to the park once a week. All these things, these are solutions for her problem, right? Maybe she needs something for herself that doesn't involve her kids, right? The solutions tend to be a difficult thing to get through. Okay. But now while you're doing that, because you have the you side and you have the me side of your sheet, right? How can you help? How can you help? Right? It's okay if you don't know all the answers. But you want to think, how can I help? Right? So for example, I was talking to somebody yesterday and she was telling me how she's been looking for a business. She doesn't know what to do. She has tried multiple direct sales companies in the past. She just wants to make a couple $100s a month. And she wants to be able to practice all of her gratitude and do all of the things that she does in the morning. Like she's kind of a little morning person like me. So she does all these things in the morning for her gratitude, for her grace, for all of those things. And she wants to have a couple hours in the afternoon that she can do business and actually make money. So her solution in the past has been to try every single, this woman, she's tried, I didn't even hear of some of them. She's tried all of them, right? So everybody's offered her a solution. The difference in the how is that nobody's taught her how to be successful. Right? So that's where we come in. That's where I come in. That's where you guys come in, our community, right? Okay. Am I making sense? Give me a 4. Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. So how to spy on your who. Okay. There's a lot of different ways to spy on your who. It's I know that sounds kind of creepy and weird, but you want to be able to reach them, right? You want to be able to really understand what they're doing. Excuse me. and put them in a file somewhere, which is what we call the swipe file. Okay. So this is a place where, maybe there's an hashtag, hashtag, I want to be in direct sales. It's a hashtag, right? We're just going to throw it out there. So that's a hashtag that you decide to follow, and you start looking at what people are relating to, what they're asking, what they're doing, right? How they're commenting, if they're sharing, right? Check out their profiles, read about them, see if that is your who, right? See if these are your who. Maybe the people who you thought was under I want to be in direct sales are not actually your who, right? Maybe your who are people who love landscaping, and guess what? They need to be able to wear comfortable sports clothing when they do landscaping, right? So you have to be cognizant while you're spying that it's possible that the people you're spying on or the people you're talking to are not your who. Okay. So just because you think they're your who, well, if you're not able to put them or answer any of these questions, right, while you're spying, we got to go back and we got to rework. Okay. Right. Find people on social media who you believe are your perfect who and start following them. Okay. I'm not saying to reach out to them about the business. I'm saying to spy on them and see what they do. Right. I spy on so many people, you guys. I spy on people who I want to learn from. I spy on people who I believe are my perfect prospect. I spy on people who I think I could evolve into being my perfect prospects. Yes, exactly, Deborah. We are all spies, right? Because spying is also learning. Okay, so don't think of yourself as being a creeper. Think of yourself as being a gatherer of information. Okay, your brain is so huge, it can manage so much information. Okay, so if you know that moms who knit are your people, go find a ton of moms who knit out there. Go find the most successful moms who knit out there and start seeing how they're reaching people and how they're talking about people. The head of your knitting group, the head of their knitting group, the women that write the books about knitting, the women that send their patterns about knitting. Join groups on Facebook about knitting. Okay, join groups about, sorry, let me mute that person. Join groups about knitting, but don't go on there and be like, hey, I knit too, and by the way, I sell Savvi. But no, go on there and be a knitter, right? Make friends. Make friends. Okay. And we'll talk about profiles in a different training. We'll talk about your Instagram profile and your Facebook profile and all those things, because what are those people going to do? They're going to go spy on you, right? So if they go to your profile, right, they want to know who you are, right? And that's where when we're going to talk about your business statement. Okay. And if we have a couple minutes here, I'll just put up a little form and I'll put it into our group chat, and you guys can start thinking about that as well. And actually we do. It's 1:15. So what I want to do is I want to take 5 minutes and open it up to questions. Okay. And then I will talk about that business statement. All right. So if you have a question, unmute. I'm going to stop sharing. Unmute yourself. Ask away. No question is dumb. Nobody has any questions? Oh, no worries, Jessica. No questions. Okay. All right. Awesome. I know I just kind of regurgitated a lot of information at you guys, and sometimes it's a lot, but again, this is being recorded. So I'm going to pop the recording into my Wednesday Power Hour chat. If you're not in my Wednesday chat, just message me and I'll pop you in there and it'll all be in there. Awesome, Carrie. Cool. Okay. So let me find my little template for your business statement. Okay. So it's actually, it's your personal value statement. Okay. Let me share this. This is mine. Okay. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Okay. So I'm Alyssa Pranzo, help no nonsense, success hungry entrepreneurs to make a comma check without requiring years of business experience so they can live the lifestyle they desire and deserve. So my thing, when I get up, when I do a live or when I send things, this is my value level brand. This is my value. This is what I do. So I want you guys to write this down. Okay. Or you can just take a picture of this if you want, you can do it. But my name, help my ideal client, which is your who. Okay. That's your who. To do or have whatever you want them, what you help them do or have. Okay. Without having to, without requiring, whatever it might be, a word, without something. Okay. Sacrificing what they would normally have to sacrifice so they can what their goal or dream is. Okay. So another example of this might be, I'm Alyssa Pranzo, and obviously this isn't mine, help mompreneurs to feel more confident in their own skin without having to sacrifice time with their family so they can feel better about themselves and live a fuller life. That's an example. Okay. So mine is just but you want to be specific about this, you guys. Okay. So when you're talking about, this is your who right here. Okay. This is your who. Okay. That's your who. You want to be specific about that, because then when you talk, you're talking to that person. For those of you who follow me, you've probably seen some of my posts about, I put it right out there. I said, when did we learn to hate money? When was making money a bad thing? Right? I talk about it, right? I talk about the things that are going to resonate with my no nonsense people, right? So if your person likes to knit, but get on there and talk about the most amazing knitting needles ever on the history of the planet, right? And talk about them all the time, and talk about the new yarn you found, and talk about the local shop, put a link to it, right? Talk about things. Oh, wow. Does she do that? And look, look what I did today. Oh, there's this big hole here. I must have dropped 6 stitches, right? Be human about it, but talk to your who, talk to your knitters, right? Okay. What I help them do or have. Okay. So while you were doing your exercise about figuring out who your who is, right? This will automatically come into your mind. There's no way that you can process those questions and not be able to think about what they're doing or what they want or what they want to have. Okay. So these two pieces go hand in hand. All right. And then without having to, right? Again, right? So my knitter, right? So without having to, sacrifice family time, right? For her art, right? Without having to, maybe she needs, knitting's expensive, right? Excuse me, knitting is expensive, right? So maybe she just wants to support her knitting habit or hobby, not habit, hobby, sorry, her knitting hobby, right? Maybe that's what she wants. Right? See, does somebody ask a question? Okay, Jessica, register. I'll add you, Jessica. So again, so they can, in your ideal client's goal or dream, not your goal or dream. Okay, their goal or dream. Okay, so my people, my no nonsense people, they desire and they believe they deserve. Okay, and in my opinion, everybody deserves, right? I mean, we're on this life, we're here once, right? We are here once in this skin, doing this thing, going around this earth, all these different years, right? We are here once, right? We have been, all the gifts that you need have already been given to you. You have it in you to be massively successful. Do not be embarrassed about it. Do not be shy about it. Do not think you are not worthy of it. Because you are here, you are worthy. I am incredibly grateful to all of you for being here and for listening to me, because you are worthy of being here and listening and doing what you're going to do. You have it all right in you, you guys. You have all of this in you. All we do in these power hours is help give you some direction, but you gotta take action. Okay. This is not a magic business. There are no magic beans. Okay. You have to take action every day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes or 5 hours. You have to take action every single day. All right. Make a decision to be successful. Make a decision to be worthy of your gifts and take action. All right. All right. We've got about 9 minutes left. I'm going to open it up to questions. But that's my spiel for today. So if you have any questions about anything, you guys, this is sort of the time where it doesn't necessarily have to be about what we were talking about. If you have questions about, I don't know, what kind of camera I use, you can ask me that too. Let's see. Message down here. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Deborah says she loves my spiel. Excellent. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about how to answer the questions? How to come up with your mission statement, your values proposition, anything like that? Yes. Okay. Unmute.
Yes, I literally, I'm going to take a class on the 26th to try and help me with this, but I have no idea how or what my kind of value that I'm going to add to my group is. Like zero. I am a super duper busy mom. I have a fiance, but he runs his own business. So literally every single day of the week, I am in charge of the kids from get up to put to bed. I have a 9 to 5 and I do this. So like I have no time. I forget my lunch. Like when I go to work, I forget to put makeup on sometimes when I go. I'm like a hot mess mom with zero time, and I literally have no idea how to add value.
That's it.
No, but like
I'm a hot mess mom. I'm not kidding. You're like, I'm a hot mess mom who can relate to that, like a bazillion people, right? I'm a hot mess mom who forgets to put my makeup on sometimes, but these are the ways but I'm still doing all of these things. That's how you're adding value, girl. You're adding value, but you need a time block. I'm telling you right now, you need a time block.
I know.
You need a time block because it's how you're going to find time.
Exactly. And I need to literally find like one day where I can have like 3 hours and kind of get scheduled, because it's like so busy.
I know, I get it, but I think your value's there. I think you're just missing it. I think you're just not seeing it as value. Your value is in all this stuff that you do, and you still do it, right? So now you just need to hone down into that, right?
Okay, because I literally am seeing it as like no value, because I'm like, I forget this, like my kids are taken care of and all this, but
stop
like
thinking that way. No, you don't think that way. No. Change that wording. I'm telling you right now, change how you're saying that. Change how you're saying that. Let the universe know that is not how you are adding value, because you are all these things. I am worthy because I'm killing it. I'm crushing it. I got a 9 to 5. I got 3 kids. I got businesses. I got all this stuff. I'm crushing it. Change how you're phrasing things about yourself. Good things will happen.
Thank you.
Okay. Next. Anybody else? Let's see. Oh, look in the comments, Sarah. This is my life. I feel you, girl. See, I love our community.
I'm just having I'm like, this isn't value. It's just chaotic. That's the way I see it. So thank you for like rearranging that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And go rearrange it, girl. Rearrange it. You are worthy. You are crushing it. All of you are. You're here. Right? Every single person who took this hour of the day, you're crushing it. Yes, it is all in your mindset. Okay. So when you hear yourself saying, I'm not enough of this, or I'm not doing enough of that, or I need more of this, why don't you change it to thank you for the time that I have to do these things. Thank you for all, even if you don't have it, okay? Even if you think you don't have it, like when I go on my walk in the morning, I thank God, I thank the universe, I thank everybody, I thank the energy on the entire planet for my millions. I do. I do. Whether that's in my bank account or not, that's what I'm thanking them for. I thank them for the time. I thank them for being alive after my breast cancer stuff and all that's everything. I thank them for being alive and for being able to, I'm turning 50 in a couple months, for having the next 50 years to live my best, most amazing, fantastic, kick-ass life, because every single one of you girls is a badass inside. Your job on this planet, your job is to be that badass. You have all of your gifts. Your job is to release her, to own her, to love her, and to respect her. Okay? So stop disrespecting yourself. Stop thinking you're not enough. Stop thinking you don't have enough time, and go out there, say thank you every darn day. I don't care if you whether it's God, the universe, Mother Earth, Yahweh, I don't care what you call what, but go out there and believe and trust and put out there what you want. Because I promise you girls, you go out there every day and you go through, you do your action every day, and every time you're done, thank you for the time that I had to do this. Thank you for giving me all of this time. Thank you for all the time. I have so much time. I don't know what to do with all my time. Just do it. I promise you. All right. Anybody else have any more questions? Yes, we are queens in everything we do. We do it for everyone. We are valued every moment of every day. Happy birthday, Deborah. Okay. Oh, Shannon, Sarah, Shannon has a mama that you need to follow. Anybody else have any questions? If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to let you all go 3 minutes early. I will post, and again, message me if you want to be put part of the Wednesday chat, because I'm going to put all this stuff in there that you can download, and you can share it with your teams and do whatever you need to do. I mean, this worksheet is real simple to hand out. You know, it's a great training for your teams as well. Let's see, anybody else on here? Did I miss anything?
Thank you, Melissa.
Oh, you are so welcome. Grateful to have you here. Grateful to all of you. Go have a killer day. Slay dragons. Be awesome. I love you all.